Okay, friends, welcome back. So, Alex here. Thank you for watching the videos. We're going to talk about OpenAI's deep research. It's a model that does deep research. And that's pretty cool because I've been testing it. I did a couple of tests here, and it's pretty impressive. I mean, talk about something that can look at the internet, grab the information you need from the internet or databases or wherever it is, compile it together, do a synthesis of it. If you don't know what synthesis is, for the scholar types out there, you read a bunch of stuff, see the commonalities and patterns within and relationships within them and all that stuff. So that's synthesis. And this model is doing that. So it's kind of cool. So definitely hang around. So here we are. I'm right in front of Deep Research. Let's go check it out. So Deep Research is this brand new agent, and it's a pretty cool thing. You will, let's say, request a research project, and it will go find it and tell you it as it's doing the work. It's telling you exactly what it's doing, where it's going to, and what is it it's thinking about. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know so much about the whole thing. It was like, oh, I'm thinking about this, but it's pretty. I like the approach because it continues to keep you informed. Now check, of course, links in the description for you to try this out. Go ahead and try it out. Now check this out. This deep research model is only available to the end of March. So what tells me is that they're providing it for you to check it out and really get a taste of it, but also they're probably training. They're training it with people's input. So definitely let's get using it. Let's see how we can help these folks out, improve the technologies. It's fascinating. So let me show you what it did when I asked it about the origins of ADDIE. So the instructional design model, or a lot of people call it instructional design model, process is really a process, and within the instructional systems design model. So the that process has a controversial history. Not a lot of people know the history of it. And yes, it is Florida State University. That's the starting part of it. I've been dropping some videos on LinkedIn, by the way, details that I found about the history of this, because not everything is so accurate. But the work that this bot did in terms of this is nothing short amazing to me. So it went and found, for example, work from Guy Wallace at HPT Pressure, so Treasures, so Human Performance Technology Treasures. That site is a trove of resources you can find. It found that, yeah, it grabbed some Wikipedia, of course, but we can always check the sources against that. Now, I'm not saying that this is doing scholar research. Let's keep that straight, because it's not, but it is sort of going after many different things. It did go after academic databases and sources, but it did tell me, hey, I don't have access to this, so I guess we need to skip that. So it was an interesting thing. So this is what it did, all the details that it provided. Look at all the details that it provided. The right bibliography here. Branson, if you want to know about ADDIE and anything that's ADDIE, this is the bibliography you need to look at, not the book that Marie Branch wrote, because that book is not really there. There is a good paper from Melinda where he, wanted to pretty much explain to everybody that it came from the IPISD, but let's not give it that credit because everybody knew what was going on. Something like that. Okay, back to this. So this is kind of cool. It broke all this down. Now, the way that it does it, it doesn't do it just right here. It actually will pop it up to the side. So we're gonna test it here real quick, and we're gonna give it. We're gonna go for deep research and see what it's going to do for us. So I'm going to switch it also. Let me see if I can do something here and switch it around, because I've been using 4.0 for a long time. This one's here use advanced reasoning, fast and advanced reasoning, the 03 mini and the 03 mini high. So fast uses advanced reasoning. Let's use this one right? Advanced reasoning, and let's hit on this deep research. Now, there's only 10 uses before March 30th, so make sure you stay on top of that. And now we're going and hitting it with deep research. So what are you researching? Well, here we go. Okay, so learning styles, you heard about it, right? The thing about it is, it doesn't really have a lot of research supporting it from that. So he is looking for a summary of current research on learning styles, evaluation of effectiveness and all that. Okay, absolutely. So interesting. In terms of the research, is asking the question, are you looking for a summary of current research on learning styles, an evaluation of their effectiveness, or a review of criticisms and alternative theories? All right, so let's go with evaluation of their effectiveness. See what happens. All right, so there's an interesting development. So either a lot of people are using this, or maybe something else happened here. But the first time I used it, they had no issues looking at all the stuff and breaking it through. And it went through it. And on the right side, you will see here, or to my left as you're looking at me here, you'll see that there will be some comments. And this one is just said, hey, your request is queued up. And I'll come back, you know, I'll let you know when the research is complete. So, oh, here we go. Apparently something's happening. Here we go. So you see in this actions is kind of interesting. So analyze with Python. They break this down. Found the Pashler study. That is a huge study that really did a meta-analysis and found there wasn't a lot of difference to do anything with learning styles. Okay, it just got done. It took about 9 minutes, folks. About 9 to 10 minutes to pull all the resources, do the analysis, and write its report on it. So let's take a look at this report and see what it says. So it starts with the notion of learning styles, gives you the introduction and all the sources available. Of course, again, one thing to remind you, if you're following APA style formatting and you are in a graduate or doctorate research type degree, know that this type of sources may not play along because your organization will want you to use peer review sources and whatnot. Cool. But the notion that this stuff exists and some of the sources will be viable because some of the stuff may come from the military and other areas. But again, just make sure you understand this is not something you could just copy and paste in your Word document and now you have a degree or you have grades. However, I can tell you that whoever's getting a PhD today can have their lives improved by 10x with this stuff. So it just pulls it all. Criticism for neuroscience. It basically gave me a full paper that I can take a look at and see, okay, yeah, there's some points here, good. I can find more resources and continue my research. This is invaluable. And this deep research model is doing an excellent job, man. It is going after all sources and stuff like that. Now, what you will notice is I have another chatbot, right? I have the custom bot, and you can check it in the description. It's called the Scholar Pal. And the Scholar Pal will follow APA, or at least is instructed to follow APA. You'll notice that this is not following APA. There's no alphabetical order. Some of the things may or may not play along with APA styling, but at least the alphabetical order in the sources is not there. I think it's going by which is the first items that it ran into its research. So there it is. There you have it. Deep research. Only available until the end of March 2025. Check the links in the description. Go check it out. Let me know what you got. How did it work for you? Did it give you some sources that you didn't think of in the past. I tend to say so. I mean, it found 25 sources for me in the learning styles piece, and when it came to the instructional design piece, it did a great job. All right. So what do you think? I mean, what does all of this mean to you? I mean, to me, I just don't understand how colleges are going to have to redesign, they're going to have to reinvent how they do certain degrees. If you have these capabilities here, someone with a PhD, someone pursuing a PhD today doesn't really have to do that much work as someone that did it, 5 years ago. So that means that people can cheat on their papers, or at least, substantially not do much of the work. Put it out there, people will read it, people will grade it, professors will pass it. And then the only point that you get to really show what you know is when you get to the statistics and the dissertation, stuff like that. But, I mean, technically speaking. So, from that perspective, when it comes to deep research, this deep research model can be super helpful also for organizations and people that are actually doing research. So it can actually be used by academia. That's actually what I want academia to do, to be honest. As I would like to see college professors in many departments, especially education, promoting the stuff, to actually looking into it, actually learning it. That's what should be happening, because our kids cannot be held back by the antiquated behaviors of folks today. Our kids need to be brought up to speed into how this stuff works out front. It's going to be a whole different game, man. I cannot even imagine growing up. I'm a Gen X individual. I cannot imagine growing up in this type of environment with all the access and all the stuff that we have. We had none of it. Like, we had TV, and that was lame. 4 channels, like, going back then, right? This stuff, I mean, incredible. So, anyway, I'm mesmerized. So, see y'all. Peace out. Thank you for watching.